media day at the Hot Air Affair, and the balloons are about to launch. Pilot Jim Wolwin informed me that since it's my first flight, I had to help set up the balloon. Watch out for the trap door. Randy says if I get mouthy with him, he's pulling the lever, so it'll be a tough day. 3 balloons set up on the launch field at EP Rock School for this year's media flight. First on the agenda, take the balloon and basket off the trailer. Then the balloon is pulled out of the bag and laid flat on the ground. After the balloon is tethered to the basket, pilot Jim Wolwin fires up the fan and we begin inflating the balloon. Pilots call this cold packing. Once it's inflated, blasts of heat stand the balloon up. The first of our trio of balloons takes off. Then it's our turn. We say goodbye to the launch crew for now and leave the ground with the big 12-passenger balloon right behind us. As we head skyward, our chase crew is not far behind. Lindsay and Pete keep tabs on the balloon from the ground and will meet us for landing. Meanwhile, Jim, myself, and photographer Randy Schillinger are enjoying the view from above. The people aren't ants yet, but they're starting to look smaller. But quite an interesting perspective on the city from up here.
We're going to gradually ascend.
Since you're traveling with the wind, there's no such thing as wind chill factor in a balloon.
Can you believe how warm it is up here?
Oh yeah, it's going on with the breeze. I'm gonna go up and take a look around now.
That's funny. It just gives you a feel like he's going down.
In the wintertime, the winds really blow, so they react really quick.
After our ascent to 1,000 feet, we begin to approach a field that Jim thinks would be a good landing spot.
I think we should be able to get out right out that field that we're in.
But this is where I learn a big lesson about ballooning. These things don't have steering wheels, and when the winds change, so do your plans.
On the ground, we were going a little bit more north. Up here, we're going a little bit more to the east.
Light and variable is always better than fast and crazy.
We should be going that way now, but we're not. We got to go back up.
Thanks to variable and unpredictable winds, our flight is extended. 1,100 feet up now.
It's about 400 feet a minute we're rising.
I got a 3-shot, both balloons and us in the shadow.
It's amazing.
Hey Jim, what are you thinking?
I don't know. We kind of stopped now, and now we're going towards Scott, actually, a little bit, almost straight north.
As another balloon makes a landing, we find ourselves heading the opposite direction due to heat coming off the evergreen trees below us.
Going straight south. Yeah, I just get maybe a little mini thermal from these dark trees. Light and variable days are really weird.
Pinball wind.
We got it all day. Well, until it gets dark.
After we cleared the pines, our pilot spots a great landing spot, and this time it looks like the winds will cooperate.
What we're going to try to do is land on this road up here.
Okay.
All right, we'll do.
Now we just need to be sure there are no power lines in our flight path.
You won't see the lines, but you'll see poles. So
Yep.
you guys look, I see a pole there, so pole there, so you know there's a wire between. See any lines going up this road?
Nope.
Our landing spot looks to be a good one. We won't have to lug the balloon very far.
Probably right on the trailer. We don't want to show off too much.
The landing couldn't be any softer. It's like sitting down on the couch. Jim jumps out of the balloon and he and the crew begin pulling the basket to a better location. I get to help keep the basket off the ground the easy way. Pilot Chris Larson on board. During the winter months, it's important to keep the balloon off salty roads.
This is for deflating.
Yeah, I was surprised how fast it went down over there when I was watching the other two balloons. Jim asks a homeowner for permission to take down the balloon on his property. He not only approves, but helps us put the balloon away. Of course, it's not every day a balloon lands in your front yard.
What do you think of that?
Cool. It's awesome.
The balloon is laid down in a neat row and then rolled up. The crew presses the remaining air out of the balloon as it's placed in the bag. Then the basket and balloon are loaded on the back of the trailer, and it's time for my second favorite part of the day. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
We're used to a good flight.
Safe landings.
I couldn't agree more. The Hudson Hot Air Affair is celebrating its 20th year. It has evolved into the Midwest's premier winter ballooning festival. Balloonists from all over the area mark the Hot Air Affair on their calendar as a must-attend event. But its roots are humble.
It started with Rose Akins talking about she would have balloonists come to her place around this time of the year in February. And the conversation got started about maybe we should plan an event. There used to be cabin fever days in Hudson in February, and that had fizzled out. So the discussion was kind of that it would be a good idea to start something up to give people something to go to in the winter when everyone's kind of going through the blahs. Well, we do it in February because it's generally a very down time of the year for businesses, so it helps bring business into the community. It's also a time of the year when people are just kind of feeling bored with being at home, nothing going on, and so we do it to bring people out into the community and bring business into the community and give people something to look forward to and something fun to do that doesn't cost a lot of money or anything. It's just something fun for the whole family.
Well, there was also a tradition of hot air balloons with the St. Paul Winter Carnival. And so we had a volunteer, Rose Akins, who happened to work for the Hudson Golf Course at the time, who was a balloon pilot and was interested in doing a winter festival and inviting some of her friends to come to town and play and have a good time. And so we combined what had been a strong base of activities and enthusiasm within the Hudson community with the hot air ballooning element that came from the Winter Carnival, and the Hot Air Affair was born. Rose did some checking back in that first year and found that the first part of February was the most stable time of the entire winter for weather. And if you're too early, you're going to have wind. If you're too late, if you're getting into March, you're going to have wind. And the first weekend in February was the most stable time that she found. And traditionally, for the last 20 years, of the 20 years the festival has been held, I think we've only been totally weathered out 3 times. And it was either wind, or one year we were totally socked in with fog all weekend because it was too warm. So there are extremes from both ends that could give you trouble at any outdoor festival, and 20 degrees is perfect for the Hot Air Affair.
Linda White and Evie Nurbin are two of the founding members of the Hot Air Affair Committee. It's a volunteer-run organization that works hard to put on a great show every February.
Just seeing the sky full of color and balloons and people all around just cheering them on, and that's what it's all about.
The work has paid off. This year, around 30 balloons kept crowds oohing and aahing on the launch field. Balloons traveled from 6 different states, including Kentucky and Nebraska.
I've been coming now for about 17 years to this event, and it's kind of like coming back to family. It's almost like, you know, Thanksgiving, going and visiting family. I'm telling you, this is an event that's always on my calendar. I definitely wouldn't miss this event. So it's as simple as that. It's a great time. We have a nice time. Normally this time of year, cabin fever, all that. It's great to get out and just play. It's a lot of fun. No mosquitoes.
The Hot Air Affair lifted off in 1990. The balloon styles haven't evolved much since then, but the landscape of Hudson has. This video is from 1992. Development in Hudson has taken off, and the Hot Air Affair has grown with it. Events like kite flying, ice carving, and the ever-popular smooshboarding race have been added. The Smooshbucklers, a long-standing smooshboard team, had the same rough reputation then as they do now. Their ingenuity in smooshboard design was also apparent back then, as it is now. A few years back, there was even a winter volleyball competition. Miss Wisconsin has visited, and balloonists from around the world have made the trip. Danny Suskin is a South African now living in the United States. Suskin has raced in the Gordon Bennett, the most prestigious ballooning event in the world. He was part of a gas balloon exhibition during the 1998 Hot Air Affair. The balloon was also featured in a Civil War reenactment that year.
It was a Civil War reenactment, and the balloon was used as an observation balloon, just as it was during the Civil War.
There have been a few years in which the weather just didn't cooperate.
People think, 10, 12 miles an hour, nothing. But to a pilot, it perks your ears up. And you always take on that added responsibility of taking passengers out for flights. And the last thing anybody wants to do is come away, not smiling at the end of it. So safety is always our #1 concern.
It's the world of event planning. I've gone to Albuquerque to the balloon fiesta out there, and the balloon stayed on the ground. I've gone to music and art in the park in Hudson, and it poured so bad that people were wearing garbage bags. So anytime that the weather and an outdoor festival come together, it's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen. But Hot Air Affair has diversified over the years and created enough indoor activities and lengthened the days of the festival. In fact, having some pre-events in the month of January also, so that there's a lot going on within the entire community that you can participate in, whether or not.
Whether it's the Torchlight Parade in downtown Hudson or the Field of Fire, high winds can't dampen the spirits of the balloonists or the folks who come out to visit them.
If it was flyable, I'd be up in the air.
The Balloon Meister serves as a chief pilot for the event. 6 Balloon Meisters have served the Hot Air Affair over the last 20 years. Most of the Balloon Meisters came back for this year's 20th anniversary. Pete Riley is piloting one of Jeff Amit's balloons this year. The event is a reunion for Riley.
Actually, it was a lot of enjoyment working with Evie and Carla and Ruth and all the folks that helped to put this on. It's really a fun event. They get together and they really put a lot of fun into it. They try to create a bunch of activities where everybody can get involved. And as far as being the Balloon Meister, being part of this has been a real enjoyment, real treat. I've got to meet a lot of pilots. I've got to meet a lot of the local folks in the community here. And it's just, it's been a real enjoyment for me.
Current Balloon Meister Luke Sesnick of St. Cloud, Minnesota, is proud to be part of this year's celebration.
Well, it's kind of a special event, especially because of the fact that Freedom Flight, the balloon that I fly, is also in its 20th anniversary. We've been flying those balloons for 20 years, and so is the Hudson Hot Air Affair. And being the Balloon Meister is kind of a unique position with having both going, and then also being the liaison between the pilots and the Federal Aviation Administration.
Hot air balloons, by their nature, are impressive, but some stand out as a bit more memorable than others. Dave Koenig of Menasha, Wisconsin, spent a decade working with NASA.
I worked for NASA for about 10 years in Houston on the shuttle program and the ISS program, as well as on the Mir space station experiments that we were running back in the late 90s.
Now he is the owner of 2 home-built balloons. One of them is named Bubblegum Bo and is less than half the size of a typical balloon. There's no basket. Koenig rides the propane tank. He and a fellow microballoonist from Texas wowed the crowd in 1999.
Well, the one-man balloon, a lot of people look up and wonder if I've got a screw loose. In many cases, maybe I do, I don't know. Oh, it was a lot of fun. Actually, a buddy of mine, a guy he actually taught me how to sew when I was in Texas, he came up with his balloon, and we flew both the balloons out of this field, and it was a lot of fun. It was his first, since I had moved from Texas here to Wisconsin. I'd been in the snow before, but he hadn't, so it was a lot of fun to take those 2 balloons and fly them in the snow and the cold.
Koenig is a regular at the Hot Air Affair, and this year he flew his larger balloon, Oscar, to a near victory in the Hare and Hound race.
Wish you had the X right there behind the basket.
In contrast to Koenig's small balloon, Steve Jacobs' monster-sized balloon can carry up to 16 passengers. Size does matter, but to many balloon enthusiasts, it's the shape that counts. Bob O'Brien's rubber ducky balloon is always a fan favorite. The Garfield balloon has lit up the eyes of many children. Here's Smokey Bear back in 1999. That year, United Van Lines brought their huge moving van as well. Here's the Marine Corps balloon depicting their English Bulldog mascot, Chesty. The Army has also fielded a balloon at the Hot Air Affair. We've seen tennis shoes and even batteries. Here's a marching penguin from 2006 and a colorful clown. Even the Mayflower has made a landing. Special shaped balloons are the subject of many fond memories from the Hot Air Affair.
There are real favorites with the balloons and some of the events with the hot air balloons. I have a picture that was taken many, many years ago that my neighbor was standing with his daughter in one arm and the next door neighbor, a little girl, in the other arm, holding them up as we took pictures of the balloons behind them, and the smiles on their faces is what it's all about.
The memories are worth it to the balloonists, the visitors, and most of all to the committee. They put in several long nights in meetings and developing sponsors. When the big show finally starts, they're behind the scenes orchestrating it all. The work they do is for one more balloon on the launch field, one more smile on a kid's face, one more wow, and many more years.
when we come into land, and I want you to look for stuff all the time. If you see something, say, you see that tree you're getting ready to hit, I probably do. Don't get out, don't fall out, don't jump out until I tell you it's okay. Once I tell you to get out of the balloon, when you step out, just step to the side, and then I'll lay the balloon over. The first shot will hit, will be just like the landings you've been in before. We'll bounce one time. The second time, the balloon will start to lay over, and I'll deflate it. My name is Scott McClinton, and I'm from a little town outside of Louisville, Kentucky called Prospect, where it's a lot warmer. This is a 77,000 cubic foot. It's a 2007 model. We're in our 11th year with U.S. Bank. We travel all over the country for it. Ah, there you go. What a beautiful, beautiful. Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Another event that the wind doesn't hurt is the smushboarding event. We're going to head there next. You'll see lots of kids and adults enjoying that event as well. So let's head on over and take a look at the smushboard event.
Go! And they're off! This could be interesting early, folks, as they try. Oh, they try to cross here. Now be kind, be kind. Okay. Okay, there we go. The mighty Minnesotans are coming down the straightaway. Oh, the Clownsters are down! The mighty Minnesotans are cruising to a first-round lead. We may have to issue an 8 count here to the Clownsters. On your marks, get set. Are you ready? Okay, well then go. Go ahead. No, really, go. Go, run like the wind. Okay, and they're off. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first digger a foot into the race. Yes, this could get ugly. Now, technically, we've never allowed coaches on the field with the team. But, you know, I don't think anyone cares right now, do they? Okay, the 20s chicks are cruising. You know what, lads and lassies, you round that first cone and head right back home, okay? Let's just call it even. You can tell that this team has the experience of youth and the energy of old age. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Get set, go! Okay, now the Smooshbucklers here have won this race before, and sometimes they get hampered. We're not sure why, but let's do a little interview while we're going here. Jimmy, if you go wide of the course. Okay, he has obviously been doing banned substances. This could be an interesting race. Oh! Well, we do need to be fair. We've got to have a little bit of an interview here. Now the minor. Okay. Oh, that was a headbutt by the Minnesota Twin in front there. Dressed in natty attire from the 20s, though, the hot-headed Hilkies have made a little bit of a comeback here and are cruising in style. First to pass the cone, the 20s chicks, Jenna decided she wanted a closer look at the snow. Okay, well, you can see the wheels are turning here, but the hamsters, I think, are dead. Okay, yep, it's snow. No, seriously. Let me show you. Out. Yep. Miller Lite.
Thanks, everybody. We got a little something for the crowd.
Oh, I think you better back up, folks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This has never been tried before at the finish. I believe they're going to do the backwards winning entry. Here they come. Okay, the lads and lasses have shortened the course, and this could be a dangerous proposition. This could be dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, the Smooshbucklers have won by a foot. Okay. Oh my goodness. You know, ambition is a poor excuse for not having enough common sense to just be lazy. Okay, you guys okay? Are we going to make it? We're going to let you, you know what? Get out of those boards and run back as fast as you can, okay? How about if we do? You can do that. We'll let you do that. The 20s chicks look like they're going to win this heat. The Clownsters from Chicago have some practicing to do before next year. Are you ready, Smooshbucklers? Are you ready, 20 chicks? On your marks, get set, go! All right, here they go. The Smooshbucklers have the lead, rounding the bend. The 20s chicks are coming on, though. They're speeding up. Here they come. They'll be on their heels. This could be a photo finish. The Smooshbucklers just said about the 20s chicks they got a lot of quit in them. Now, that's just not fair. On your marks, get set, go! And they're off. They're both out fast. Oh! Well, that didn't seem fair at all, did it? Okay. That didn't seem fair, did it? It hardly seems fair, but you got to even things out sometime, don't you? Okay, the Smooshbucklers do look like they're on their way. Here come the mighty Minnesotans. Hey, whoa! Oh. Okay, guys, you blew a couple tires on that race. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the championship race already. This race, with all other teams having 2 losses, this race is against the hot-headed Hilkies versus the Smooshbucklers. They're going down. If the Hilkies win this race, they are the undisputed world champions of smooshboarding. If the Smooshbucklers win, we'll go back head-to-head once again. Hilkies, are you ready? Yes. Smooshbucklers, are you ready? Not ready yet. You got a little primping to do, Jimmy? Gotta look good for the race. Gotta look good for the race. ESPN tonight, right there on the end of the course. On your marks, get set. What's next? Go! There, and oh, the Hilkies are up quick. Well, let's see. Oh, it's even a clean race. The Hilkies have the early lead, folks. This race could be over early. The Smooshbucklers could be going down with the ship. You're seeing history here, folks. The Smooshbucklers are struggling. Their chapeaus are sweating. Oh my goodness! The Hilkies have escaped them. Here come the Hilkies. This could be closer. Ryan's got a comfortable lead. Anything to say, Aaron? Ladies and gentlemen, we need the World Championship trophy. Johnny, if you can grab that trophy. All right. Well, let's hear it for the Smooshbucklers for a valiant effort in attempting to repeat as champions.
After several rounds of competition, it was Hilkies Hotheads overcoming the team that came in as the major favorite, the Smooshbucklers.
Smooshbucklers from Eau Claire.
Can you believe that?
Oh yeah, it was a great competition this year. It was fast and furious, as you saw. A lot of carnage on the course today, but that's the way it goes.
John, you've been a sponsor of this event forever. How do you stack this up to some of the other events you've seen so far over the years?
Well, this is a good event mainly because of the weather. Obviously, when it's 10 below, it isn't as fun out here. When it's 35 degrees, everybody has a lot of fun. We had teams come up from Chicago this year, the Clownsters from Chicago. We've got teams from Minnesota, Wisconsin. This is a fun event that draws a lot of people from a lot of places.
A little bit of controversy out there with the Smooshbucklers. You know, someone told me that they had some they weren't real boards. I mean, they were specialty smooshbuckling boards, if you will, not even boards.
Well, the Smooshbucklers, it's really simple. It's a simple competition. The boards can be designed and manufactured in any way. The only regulations we have are no sharp objects, and all four people have to be in their boards when they cross the finish lines. So their ingenuity, design, and engineering shows that they've won this race 3 or 4 times and want to win it again.
Also allegations of steroids out there. We had one team switch out the boards. How do you keep this all under control as a tournament director?
Well, there really is no control. I mean, quite honest with you, be honest with you, if it's chaos, panic, and disorder, then I've done my job.
All right, thank you very much, John Knutson. And the smooshboarding competition, the championship goes to Hilkies Hotheads. And now, this afternoon, we'll try to get a balloon launch, but with the wind, it may not happen. We may be looking for a balloon launch Sunday morning. I'm here with the women from Milwaukee, and you ladies have been here for, is that right, all of the Hudson Hot Air Affairs?
16 years. We missed the year that it was really cold, and we didn't know about the first two.
Well, that's a shame. What do you guys think about this? What keeps bringing you back here?
It's a lot of fun. We have a great time sharing everything. It's a great city. We have a really good time here.
I don't have to drive that far. I live in Plymouth, Minnesota, so I drive 40 minutes.
So,
Driving several hours.
do you know that you can't cross borders with that kind of stuff?
But see, I never gave up my Wisconsin passport, so I'm allowed to come.
Well, not all of the crazy ladies from Milwaukee are still living in Milwaukee, but they still make coming to the Hudson Hot Air Affair a tradition, and we thank you ladies for coming.
Are we ready? Let's make this fairly quick. We'll have Gus come up and tell us a little bit about weather, and we'll talk a little bit about the launch and competition this morning.
Good morning. Looks like finally we have one. Temp. This is out of New Richmond, 18 degrees. Visibility was 4 miles. Clouds were clear. Altimeter 30.30. They call the weather condition haze. Good morning, February in Wisconsin, right? The winds, though, were, they had a direction of 0, with 0 knots. But a more current, I think, we had a wind profiler report, and basically the winds are out of the southwest to west, and I think that's throughout the morning that's going to be the pretty much the direction. Did have the DOT monitor right on I-94 and the St. Croix River was out of the south at 4. gusting to 5. So, yeah, I might have reached a few of your limits. But there is a little wind up above, so when you get up at least 500 feet, you may encounter 10, 15, but none of the 30 stuff. So, anyway, have a safe flight.
You're the man.
At this time, we're going to be doing a release of balloons for a longtime supporter of the Hot Air Affair. Brett Weiler was tragically killed in an airplane crash in Menominee last week. And at this time, we are going to do a commemorative launch of some balloons in his honor and memory as a longtime member of the committee. And he will be dearly missed by the committee and his loved ones.
Inflated until after MIA TOW one takes off. Because wherever he goes, we got to try to land and throw markers.
Hi, my name is Glenn O'Connell. I'm from Illinois. Looking forward to flying.
How many times have you been up for the Hot Air Affair?
About 15 times.
Well, congratulations and have fun today.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
the X for you?
Oh, you know, I've never been able to throw in my life.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, nice place. Wish you had the X right there behind the basket.
Good job, Gus! The rules are when we tell you, we're going to count to 3 and we're going to toast you as fellow aeronauts and as one of our fellow aeronauts. And the rule is you can put your hands on the ground and pick the cup up in your teeth, but you can't touch the cup with your hands until the liquid contents is gone. All right? So at this point, I'm going to read the certificate to you. It says, "Let it be known from this day forth that Andrew Peterson, smiling bravely, achieved aeronautical history by successfully ascending in the POW MIA hot air balloon on the 8th day of February in the year 2009. You flew detached from the earth, yet in full harmony with it. Throughout the flight, Andrew displayed good humor, enthusiasm, and all other earmarks of the classic, heroic, natural-born balloonist." It says right here, "This document confers bragging rights on its bearer at all occasions at which the subject of ballooning comes up. So enjoyable was your experience," and this is what they call the balloonist prayer. "The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. You flew so high and so well that God has joined you in your laughter and gently set you back into the loving arms of Mother Earth. Now, on the count of 3, you can pick up your cup. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to ballooning. Oh, drink it up, drink it up, drink it up.
Drink it up, drink it up. Lean back. There you go.
You've
Congratulations.
Now, I want to tell you about the pin that's in the bottom of your cup. That went on its first flight today. It was in the fanny pack that I've got right here. So this is the first time this pin's been in the air. So it was actually up in the air with us today. So everybody hang on to their cups because we'll have another toast here in just a second. But I want to pin Andrew here as a new fellow aeronaut. We asked Andrew to carry on a tradition here to wear this at least for the next 24 hours on every piece of clothing you have, so that you display it proudly. But to wear it every day if you can. I wear mine every day wherever I go. So you're part of the POW MIA hot air balloon team at this point. So congratulations.
Thanks for the successful trip.
You betcha. That was great. Well, this is our signature POW MIA toast. I do this after every flight. We fly because we fly in freedom and we fly in memory of all those people that got left behind. There's a lot of other balloons that we're flying today, and it's a lot of fun flying this thing, but we also have a very serious message. So let's propose a toast to our POW MIAs, and may it never happen again.
Here, here, here.
there, and we'll make the announcement whether they'll fly. Looks pretty good right now. Activities going on at EP Rock School tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bushboarding competition. Fight for friends. Strap some 2x4s on and walk an obstacle course. And you might win a traveling trophy. Tomorrow morning at Masonic Lodge. Down the street from the sports club is pancake breakfast. This is of it, and they enjoy every minute of it. Okay, stop them. I gotta stop. They'll be helping out tomorrow up at EP Rock School, doing some activities. So a lot of events going on with a lot of volunteers. Helping out tonight. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, bushboarding competition. In EP Rock School, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Grants for the kids. At 3 o'clock, we'll get the balloon launch. 4 o'clock, celebrate the Roy Points at the Nova. And this balloon is sponsored by Big Bar and Grill, and John Dietrich. Valley Girl. End of the 20. And tomorrow night at 6:30. Hot air balloon, moon blower, field of fire. Also one of the volunteers this week. Here's the YMCA. Boris. This is Boris. Be real. The Hot Air Affair, good center for the arts. Do craft some skits and they do different activities. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Free jazz concert at the Hudson Hot Air Affair. Proceeds go for domestic violence, and there's a raffle, the silent auction, all sorts of fun at the Hudson House after the moon glow tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Little Magnolias, April 17th to 23rd at the 5th Center for the Arts. Tips.org. And it wouldn't be a hot air affair if we didn't have the ladies of Milwaukee. These are the only ladies. Wing Dancer, hot air balloon team from Waukesha, Wisconsin. You didn't by chance bring the ladies from Milwaukee up here, did you? They're sponsored by Press Enter. Press Enter also has a photo contest this weekend. So if you go on pressenter.com and get all the information, you can possibly win some nifty prizes and have your pictures published on the web. 13. Bert Gettler. Just a reminder, tomorrow night at 6:30, there will be an event at the Rec School, either Field of Fire or the Moon Throw. So come tomorrow night, no matter what, enjoy the walk to the basket, and a peek views of the balloon. And now, one of our former bullfighters, John Lewis, in there. And they're sponsored by Baldwin Telecom. Knock these phones off. Hey, you're missing a guy. First, Brett Wheeler was killed in a tragic plane crash near Menominee, Wisconsin. And so we're also dedicating part of this weekend to his memory. He was an active volunteer through the Hot Air Affair program. Important though, we appreciate everybody that does help out this weekend. We have economic turnaround and muddy roars. Bob Drahonsky. Ryan O'Connell, sponsored by Viax Converting. Eric Anderson, sponsored by Wells Fargo. Brule. Sponsored by Best Western, Hudson Hot Air Affair. So maybe next year. A lot of activities going on downtown tonight in Plaza 94. Tomorrow morning, 7:30, lunch at EP Rec School. All sorts of activities going on at EP Rec School. The guns are toys on the back of that vehicle, so just and some of the Viking guys have play toy guns also. All sorts of activities, 1 o'clock, switchboarding competition. Maybe some of the Viking electronics guys can get up there and switchboard. 3 o'clock, EP Rec School, launch. 5 to 7 is Freedom Valley Center, Freedom 10. 6:30 is the Field of Fire or Moon Glow. Go. See you back tomorrow.
you.